everybody, and welcome to my Four Boys and an NL Girl podcast. My name is Patty. I am coming to you from the most easterly province in Canada, and we are being joined by Angel the cat. Sorry. It is Thursday, the 9th of November. I am happy to be getting another podcast out. I think it was only a week ago when I posted, so I'm getting back on track. The weather here is miserable. It is a rainy, windy, cold day. Not yet snow, but it is 3 degrees, so we're getting close to that point. Hi, girl. Hello. So I've got the light on. Hopefully the light quality is good for the taping of this podcast. I wanted to I have a bunch of things to show you today. At the end of the podcast, there'll be a little bit of footage from the Newfoundland and Labrador Craft Council fair that I went to this morning, and I'll show you some goodies that I got from there. And there'll also be some footage of an area called Salmon Cove, which is in Conception Bay, North Newfoundland, that I took a few weeks ago, which is taken on a beautiful sunny day, so I'll show you some of that as well. So, to get started, I have some finished objects to show you. So the first finished object that I have to show you is another little hat that I knit for my wee new little niece, Kate. And this is actually going to be one of 3 hats that I'm knitting for my 3 nieces who are sisters. So there's one going to be a newborn hat, a 4-year-old hat, and a 12, almost 13-year-old hat. But they're all going to be the same, and I'm going to use the same pattern. And it is this beautiful pattern by Helen Stewart at Curious Handmade. Look at the pom-pom. It's the perfect pom-pom. So I have the same pom-pom that I picked up in Ireland for all 3 of the girls. This is I think it's the Ice River hat it's called. Just looking that up. Yes, Ice River hat by Curious Handmade. This was so much fun to knit. It's knit in a Stell Chunky. Maybe that'll show off the lace pattern a little bit better. Beautiful hat. I knit this up in 2 days. So I started it one evening and finished it the next day. So it was a really nice quick knit. And I think it is beautiful. So I can't wait to do the other 2 of those that are going to go with that set. So they're going to each get a hat plus a little something extra to go with their Christmas presents. The other finished object is something that I'm going to have to take this off. It's too warm. The other finished object is something that my friend Catherine, hi Catherine, in Ireland, kind of guilted me into getting finished as soon as possible. These are a pair of socks that I started for my husband for his birthday last November, so November 2016. That is not my oldest work in progress. I have decided that my oldest work in progress is downstairs. I haven't touched it in years. It's a crocheted Christmas Afghan, and I would have started it the summer of 1993. Now, let's see if anybody can beat that for longest works in progress. Anyway, I finished before his birthday, these beautiful socks. So yes, there are 2. They're sliding down the sock holders a little bit. Anyway, regardless. Hopefully you're able to pick up on the beautiful colors. So that is a Yorkshire West spinner. Am I saying that right? West Yorkshire Spinners blue-faced Leicester BFL yarn, self-striping, and then I added a additional color, solid tonal for the cuffs, heels, and toes. So hopefully you're able to see the colors because they are just beautiful. And they fit. These are not a surprise. I did try them on my husband and they fit beautifully. So now I want to get them washed. I think they need a little bit of a wash, and then I can put a beautiful hand knit with love little wrap around them with his little birthday card, and that'll be part of his birthday present this year. So I am thrilled to get that finished. Next, I have works in progress. One of them, the blanket that I was working on last week and the week before that, Kate's blanket, which is going to be, I'll send it to her when it's done, but it'll likely be close to Christmas. It's not actually a Christmas present, but it'll be done, probably completed close to Christmas, or at least the end of this month. So I've just started I think I showed you this. I really haven't knit on this much since the last podcast. So I have started the border, this second border here. Just got 4 rows done on that. Need to do another 7 or 8. And here's the border that I completed last time. I showed you last time on that end. So this is knitting up quickly, but I did take a little bit of a break and worked on socks and a hat in between, because this is it's a perfect monotonous knitting, but it can be a little bit boring. So I'm throwing in a few extra small things like the hat project for Kate, finishing up those socks. So I'm really happy to be working on that. I then hauled out an older work in progress that you have not seen in a while, but I have made a little bit of progress on. Now, you have to bear with me. The progress is slow because I'm at over 521 stitches on this puppy. And that is my beautiful Snow Melt it was a cow, Snow Melt shawl by Helen Stewart. I have stopped in the middle of a row. There seems to be no way with 3 children to not stop in the middle of a row when you're knitting a shawl this big. I have, you can see, there's my progress keeper right there. So I've knit a few rows since I've picked this up. It's really not a whole lot to show you. I'm doing another eyelet row at the moment. However, I'm about 20 rows away from finishing this project, and I want it done. I want to cast on at least 3 more Helen Stewart shawls, and I want to get this one off the needles so I can feel rest easy that I have completed one of her larger ones and I've moved on to something else. I had signed up for her surprise party shawl, and I have the yarn picked out and ready to go with that. I have signed up for Knit Vent, so I'm interested in starting that. And I also want to do the, it's the one that she has, here Angel, has done, it's about Winnie the Pooh. Anyway, it's another one of her shawls, 100 Acre Forest, I think it's called, shawl. I have the yarn picked out and ready to go with that as well. So I want to get these shawls finished. So this one needs to get finished because I can't, although I do have a lot of works in progress on the needles, and I've forgotten, I'm sure, about some of the ones that I have. The ones that are close to mind, I want to get finished and moved along, and then I can get back to my even older ones and get those off the needles as well. So that's my Snow Melt shawl. And just to remind you about the colors, some beautiful Cranium handmade in here, Ancient Arts yarn here, and with the blue. I love the way that the Shetland lace turned out here. It's one of my biggest accomplishments this year has been that lace panel. It took me ages, months to accomplish that, and I'm thrilled that it looks so beautiful, and was really excited to sign up for Helen's surprise party shawl sight unseen, because I thought that would be another shawl that would challenge me, because this shawl has challenged me, but I have learned so much in 2017 just by knitting this shawl that I'm really keen to learn more and do some more. So that's that. I'm starting to make a mess now. This is the Ice River hat. I'll put that away, put the socks out of the way, get the blanket out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to move into acquisitions actually that I made this morning. I mentioned that I was at the Craft Council Newfoundland and Labrador. So the Craft Council of Newfoundland and Labrador is kind of the, it's the organization in the province that juries artisans province-wide to ensure certain quality and caliber of craft, either traditional craft or quality of handmade craft. And they have an absolutely beautiful Christmas fair every year. So it's kind of one of the starts of the Christmas fairs in general. So that one was on this morning, and I only had this morning to get to it because this weekend I'm taking the boys on a little trip, and we had, and then the fair is only on this weekend, today and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So I made a run by there this morning, and I want to show, the cat's making a noise. I want to show you a couple of the things I picked up, and I am thrilled with 2 things in particular that I'm going to show you. One is that I picked up this beautiful, so you all know that I'm a rug hooker, and one of my friends, Molly, has a studio called the Molly Made Fiber Art Studio. It's in Woody Point, Bombay, which is a beautiful, beautiful town in the middle of Grossmore National Park on the west coast of Newfoundland and the island of Newfoundland. And it is, I grew up, or I spent 6 years there, is one of the places that we lived when I was growing up, so I have quite an affection for Woody Point. Anyway, one of my friends, who hopefully won't see this before I give this to her, but she might, one of my friends is learning how to hook. And Molly does these beautiful kits. So here's her label. So actually, I'm going to show you in the back. Molly Made Fine Art Studio. Fiber Art Studio. So cute. So I picked up this rug hooking kit, which says levels beginner to advanced. It's just a 4" by 4", but it comes with, so it's the polar bear that Molly designed. And it's, hopefully the camera's going to focus on that. And it's great because I don't know if you can tell, but the pattern is stretched over a frame. And this has everything you need to do the kit. So it has a hook, it has a darning needle, it has the yarn, everything that you need to do a kit. And I thought this would be a nice birthday/Christmas present for a friend of mine. So there's that. The other thing I picked up is, and I'm over the moon about this, I have found a Newfoundland dyer. And she dyes at a place called The Plantation. Her name is Kumi Stoddard, or Stoddard. Hand dyed in Kitty Vitty, which is a village that's kind of within the in the boundaries of the city of St. John's. This is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. There's 377 yards, machine washable, and this is, and she uses natural dyes, but I didn't take notice as to, I was so excited to find the yarn, chatting with this lady, I didn't ask what kind of dye she uses, and I'm not sure if this is going to focus, but hopefully it will. It's a beautiful deep purple, it's got some grays in there. It's a fairly tonal purple navy blue. And then, to go with that, so that's a fingering weight, I picked up this, what I would consider a chunky weight, 100% merino. This one is hand washed with mild soap and lukewarm water. And there's 76 yards on here. I picked this up to be a hat. So there's the two of them. There's, you can see how lovely and chunky that is. I really hope that the camera is focusing on this. They're just beautiful. My first Newfoundland and Labrador yarn. Not sure what the cat's doing over there, but it's making a noise. Next, I want to show you, it's time for me to announce the prize for my Podiversary. Now, if you're on Instagram, you may have noticed that I haven't yet posted a prize picture because I was busy collecting it. I haven't yet posted a prize picture for the Instagram giveaway, so I'm going to do that this coming week. But up until now, there are 27 wonderful comments from viewers, and you may have noticed I didn't respond because I didn't want to mess up the random number generator, so I'll go back and respond now. But there are 27 people that signed up, and I have a winner, but I want to show you what the winner's going to get before I announce the winner. So I showed you last week this gorgeous Regia season colored sock yarn. So that's going to knit up beautifully, and if maybe the camera may focus on the pattern that's on that sock. So it's kind of going to be a Christmas colorway. I also picked up a block of handmade chocolate when I was at the craft fair. And I picked up one of these beautiful project bags, or at least I use them as project bags from Brindy Linen, which is another Newfoundland and Labrador crafts person. So here's it's two traditional finger mitts, we call them, finger mitts on the front, and a yarn ball and needles on the back. Thank you, Renee. Renee is the lovely artisan that makes these, and I love them. I have several of these now in my collection, and now I'm going to spread them out to you. So there's that. So the chocolate, I also picked up a little pair of scissors to go into the prize package. I picked up a little, in case this is going outside Canada, I picked up just a little polar bear with the Canada flag on it for a little Christmas ornament. And, can you tell I'm into Christmas? I also went to David's Tea and got a little tiny notions pouch. And this notions pouch is filled with a whole bunch of tea. So there's some David's Tea in there as well. So whether you're Canadian or not, you'll get some tea from the podcast in your prize. So that's that. So all of that will be going out to our lucky prize winner. And like I said, thank you so much for making a comment and for watching this podcast. It means the world to me. I love you all. I cannot believe that you're watching me in little old Newfoundland and Labrador, where I come here and natter on about a bunch of different things, and you continue to come back week after week, so I really, really appreciate that. So the winner of these this lovely collection of prizes is Betsy Queen. So Betsy, I know that we're friends on YouTube and on Instagram, so just get in contact with me, send me a private message on Instagram so I can get your mailing address and I can get that out to you. So congratulations, yay Betsy! I'm so excited because it's going out to one of my followers and my subscribers that is a regular, and I really like it when the prizes go to somebody who I have had some interaction with during the year, so that's just wonderful. So like I said, for this coming week, keep an eye out. I will be posting an Instagram picture of the prize package that's going to be the Powderversary prize package that will go out on Instagram, so keep an eye out for that, all you Instagram subscribers. That one's going to be a little bit different in that I want you to you'll need to follow me. You'll need to, on Instagram, you'll need to like the photo of the prize package, and I want you to repost it on your own feed, and I also want you to tag as many friends as you want, so you get a whole bunch of opportunities to win on Instagram. I don't really have a whole lot more to talk to you about today. This has been an incredibly busy week. We had a pre-birthday celebration for my husband. We had a big Star Wars party here on Monday night. My boys have been involved in their regular swimming and scouting activities. One of the boys has skating with the school next week, so I had to go sharpen a pair of skates this morning. My youngest son, well, all of them really are they're growing like weeds, and I was going to say my youngest son, he's a sweetheart, but he's a card. The things that comes out of his mouth. Anyway, he's been particularly eloquent this week in terms of some of the things that he has said to his mother, some good, some bad. Anyway, it's been a really good week, but incredibly busy. So I'm really glad to get this podcast. I'll be glad to get this podcast posted and have the opportunity to share with you who won the prize and to catch up. So I hope you get some time this week to make something that makes your heart happy. Take care. Bye-bye.